Hey there, Dale from Peace Rocks and Garden. I'm attempting to fix this barrel. It's an 18-pound barrel for a vibratory tumbler. I did do a review on it and gave it a big ass fail because not even a year in, it might have, I don't know, 20 tumbles. You can see right there, it's blown out the side of the tumbler. I don't know if that's going to show it or not. There we go. So the other issue I have, which is kind of a real piss off, is you just can't find these barrels anywhere. I thought, oh, okay, whatever, I'll just buy a new barrel. You know, I'm thinking 60 to $100. But nope, nothing to be found. So I'm going to attempt to fix it. So as you can see, I've sanded it inside, gave it a good sanding where I need to put the there you can see it, the epoxies. I've got two different types of epoxies because it's such a nasty environment in there when it is tumbling. My plan is to use this stuff. It dries hard, and I can spread it out on the inside and then use this stuff because it's more of a flowable to pour into these outside grooves and just try and reinforce this. It's going to increase the rate and weight of the unit. I'm hoping it won't affect the overall balance. That may affect it, I don't know. But at this point in time, I'm kind of out of options, aside from buying a new machine, which I refuse to do if it's not going to last a year even. Because it was, I don't know, $400 for the unit. So anyways, I will leave it here. I'll do all my repairs and I'll show you what it looks like once I'm done. And then we'll go from there. Hey there, Dale from Peace Rocks and Garden. I'm doing a supplementary video to the legal 18-pound vibratory tumbler fail. Um, Try and keep this as quick as possible. I do have some video content that'll kind of overlay on this. You'll just hear my voice, but in that video, and I'll put a link in the description below of the fail video. Um, the bowl blew out. It just wore out in very little time. Like I think I maybe had 18 or at most 20 tumbles in it, at most. So basically, the plastic in the bowl had worn through in certain spots, and you can see right through um, the sides, and of course your grit and moisture and everything else, of course, just leaks out, and you just get this big mess. And eventually, you'd have no bowl, and rocks would fall out. Bad news. Anyways, so I thought about getting a replacement bowl. Real simple, right? You'd think, but Legal doesn't offer any replacement bowls for the 18-pound, anyways. And a lot of the other vendors, you couldn't get them. They were just a different design. And I did come across one from Eastwood, but it was out of stock with no restock date. So I felt like I needed to do a repair because I wanted to tumble. So my first attempt, as you can see in the video, um, was to use a two-part epoxy. And long story short, it didn't work. Basically, the epoxy is too hard. The sidewalls, I did sand the sidewalls, as you'll see, to try and give a surface for the epoxy to grab onto, but it just didn't work. So that was a bit frustrating. Um, so I was still able to tumble because my National Geographic little 3-pounder was going. Um, so I wasn't too terribly distraught, but I started to really scratch my head like, how can I repair this bowl? And I came across the idea of using Line-X. My pickup truck has a Line-X liner in it. It's hard as hell. I've had it in there for 10 years. No real wear or tear. So I figured, well, maybe that'll work for the bowl. I took it down to our local applicator. Uh, they quoted me $90, and they told me it had to be a full wrap because they doubted it would adhere to the plastic all that well. They were not wrong. I had done a batch. I think it was in the tumbler for 3 days. It wasn't low grits, and unfortunately, the Line-X just eroded through. As soon as it did that, it started pulling away from the sidewall of the bowl. So I was basically back at square one, except now I'm basically $100 in to repair the bowl, 10 for the epoxy, 90 for the Line-X. So the replacement bowl cost from Eastwood was $60. So, really starting to hurt. But the replacement bowl was not available yet. And at about this time, my National Geographic tumbler decided to kick the can. So now I was totally down, and I had lots of rocks to go through. So fast forward quite a few months, and I was getting tired of waiting on the Eastwood Bowl to be restocked. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on, because I had a lot of rocks to do, on several or multiple lower tone tumblers. Like they're $220 a pop, and you can get alternative to a lower tone, but they're still around $200 for a 3-pound barrel rotary. So I happened to be in Princess Auto, and I came across a bunch of rotary tumblers, but they were $49 each. So I figured I'd buy one and just try it out. I did that and I started tumbling rocks, and not shortly after I purchasing the rotary, the barrel became available on the Vibratory tumbler, so I ordered that. Um, and that was all in the fall of last year, 2023. And I finally got the new barrel, and it fit the machine perfectly, so we were happy. But um, I didn't want to give up on the old barrel because, well, I didn't want to have to order another barrel if they wore out too quickly. So I thought I'd give one final go to repair the damaged barrel. And just wanted to use it for the 1200 to 1400 grit stage, and then use the new barrel for the finishing stage, the aluminum oxide stage. So I decided to treat it with a construction adhesive, what people use to glue boards together in construction. So I bought two different types of adhesive, did one side of the bowl in one heat type and the other side of the bowl in another type. And I'll leave it there and let the next video take over and show you the results. Anyways, thanks for watching, and hang on and I'll cue up the new video. I need something that's flexible, kind of like a rubber, that can withstand the vibration of rocks hitting it and what have you, but not be so brittle to break. And so I came up with, well, what about construction glue? It's an adhesive, so it's going to glue to the plastic, and it does have a bit of give in it, if you will. So that's what I did. I tried two different types. So you can see the brown type there, see the white type. The brown type I found is too jelly, and what I was hoping for is that after the first tumble, the grit and stuff would smooth it off, and so that you'd have this nice smooth surface of which the grit wouldn't have anything to grab. It had that vibration dampening because it's kind of a rubber vinyl composite material, and it would work. But the brown stuff actually is a little more resilient than the white, but I have all these bumps and stuff, so the actual action isn't the best. You don't get that nice roll when the rocks are here. They do move past it and they start to roll here, but over here they tend to just more jumble. So the white's the ticket. As you can see, it does go nice and smooth. It's totally conformed now to the barrel. Where you see the blue used to be where the epoxy was, and it's just kind of come off. So kind of like this right here, and that's also part of the Line-X. But and you can see, actually, if I just do this right now, if I pull it off, there you go, right? It's still kind of coming in. So I'm going to go quickly through this. Why this video is to say you can repair your barrels. I can't necessarily say it's cost effective. Definitely not, Line-X is not cost effective. Don't do that. It's about $10 a tube, and it takes one tube to do kind of a layer in there. So I only had half a tube of the white stuff before and a half a tube of that stuff. So in truth, it's only one tube. So that inner repair was $10. So if things go well with this other tube and I get the rest of it all covered up here, and I'll show you that once I'm done it, I'm hoping this will be back to fully functional. So I will do that now and come back and show you what it looks like post application, and we'll go from there. All right, so that is one tube of adhesive. I'm not gonna do the second tube. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna let it cure for a good 48 hours. And then I may reapply another layer, or I may run a tumble through. I didn't mention it before, but I am no longer, doing 60, 90 up to 500 in the Vibratories. I'm using those things to do all my lower grits now. This one only is dedicated to the 1200, 1400 grit. And my new barrel is dedicated to aluminum oxide only. So, yeah, just to not have premature wear and get value for my dollar, because the stress this has caused is no fun. It's supposed to be a fun hobby, not an expensive or stressful one. Anyways, I'll let it go there. I'll come back once I either... I'll just come back after the tumble, whether I do 2 applications or just 1 application, and we'll look at the result of the wear on the barrel. But you can see what it looks like now. All right, see you then.